I love bootlegs. There's something oddly endearing about them. While they may be ripping off of existing IPs or repackaging games entirely, they still show the early stages of game development. Like, there are probably several developers who got their start from making bootleg games. If you don't know how to code, editing a game that already exists could help you grasp a better understanding of how games work. It's akin to Frankenstein, using pre-existing things to create something new. Or lazy people just want easy money. Let's be real. Bootlegs, more often than not, hurt the industry. They trick consumers into buying subpar products at a cheap value, which in turn lessens the value of the games themselves and leaves a bad taste in the consumer's mouth. Nobody wins with bootlegs besides the 7-year-old kid who got it for their birthday because their parents didn't want to buy them the latest video game console. Why buy an Xbox Series X when the Power Plus Play 3 has 64 games right in the box? These bootleg consoles usually look shoddy and poorly made to those with an eye for video games. However, if you aren't an active consumer of video game products, you could easily mistake this for an official console. They're usually collections of old video game ROMs bundled together into an unholy amalgamation of a console. They'll contain a bunch of NES or Famicom games with little to no changes in their design. Sometimes they include homebrew games, but usually they're going to just be a bunch of middle-of-the-road titles that you'll probably get bored of after like 15 minutes. Now, I have a couple of these bootleg consoles myself, but none of them are super interesting. Well, all except for one, the POJR. Specifically, the POJR Solo. With the shape of a gun and the name of a sex toy, this fugly mold of plastic holds 52 games without needing to put in any cartridges. It's your standard bootleg console, aside from the unique shape, that really doesn't do much to differentiate itself. But what I find more fascinating is the rabbit hole this vibrator of a console ended up leading me down. I want to see what this specific console has to offer and if it can convince me that bootlegs have any positives to them. Also, take all my information with a grain of salt, as it is incredibly hard to find 100% reliable information on this topic. Shout out to the Bootleg Games Wiki. The console, despite its odd shape, feels nice to hold, but not to play. If they actually took the time to make the controller's D-pad and analog stick responsive and functional, this design could have had potential. An official controller like this would have gone crazy for the 3rd and 4th console generations, a snazzy hybrid light gun controller combo. It has a power cord attached to the handle with a fair amount of length. I wasn't able to test the light gun capabilities, unfortunately, but it looks like it would have essentially acted like an NES zapper. There's also a second controller that plugs into the handle of the POJR. But why would I play the POJR solo with another person? Another weird feature of this console is the fact that it has a battery power option. While I understand the use of it for plug-and-play reasons, it's also just kind of strange. I feel like if you are already plugging it into a TV, you probably won't mind plugging it into the wall as well. Maybe I'm also just cheap and don't want to waste batteries on this thing. As for the game selection, it certainly exists. I played through all 52 titles, but to save you some time, I'll skip over the ones that everybody knows. 1942, Arkanoid, Dig Dug, Elevator Action, Galaga, Galaxian, Gradius, Joust, Karateka, and Millipede all take up slots in this mishmash of ROMs. We start with 80 Days, a weird English hack of
長靴を履いた猫世界一周80日大冒険
This game stars a Japanese cartoon character called Pero, aka Toei Animation's mascot, as he takes on the challenge of traveling the world in 80 days. Supposedly, you see multiple iconic locations all around the world, but you won't see that here as I don't care to play it long enough. This game is the epitome of old-school NES game, but without the horrendous difficulty. You go from left to right, taking out enemies and picking up power-ups. It's fine, but nothing to write home about. Following that is Addis Land, which is just Adventure Island, which, by the way, I'm kinda cracked at. Aladdin 3 is actually an unlicensed Chinese NES game called Magic Carpet 1001. It's a shoot-'em-up that drops you right into the action with no time to breathe. It's actually one of the harder games on this console, and I died pretty quickly on my first run-through. Honestly, not much else to say, though I would like to showcase what the original game packaging supposedly said.
Once quiet and peaceful, Baghdad City was invaded by Outer Space Devil Tribe. It take away Princess of Baghdad and turn the citizen of Baghdad into stone by evil curse. Neighboring Prince Aladdin find out that Princess had been captured. He calls upon the lamp god for a magic lamp. The lamp god give Prince the magic arrow and blanket and instruct the prince the way to the magic tribe. The Prince Aladdin will drive the magic carpet and straight into the heart of Magic Tribe. There will be very dangerous in the devils of evil. Tribe will show up all the time. It could be killed only by magic arrow. Every stage will be guarded by a big monster and it is hard to deal with. But the brave Prince Aladdin will go straight forward. Could he destroy the evil tribe and lift the curse to save the beautiful princess and all the citizens of Baghdad?
This game was also called Harry Potter, or even better, Harry Tor. Do you fuck with Harry Tor? Because I don't. Next is Arabian, which is actually a game called Super Arabian, and it's basically a fun little platformer, kinda like Donkey Kong Jr. Next we have B-Wings, in which I create an advertiser-unfriendly spaceship and shoot things. Not much else going on here. After this is Bird Week, a Japan-only Famicom game with beautiful graphics for an NES that involves you feeding your starving bird children. Then it's Boat Race, which is a hack of F1 race that replaces the road with water and the cars with these weird bubble boats. Boat Race has the added bonus of assaulting your eyes as you play. Boom Man is just a hack of Bomberman, but the game that follows that is a bit more interesting. Brush Roller is a clone of Make Tracks, created by Huang Xinwei. Huang was a prolific bootleg game developer in Taiwan from 1988 to 1991. He made several bootleg games and several multi-cart-only games, usually ripping off of other titles in some shape or form. He was active until 1991 when he mysteriously vanished. Hey, editing Userman here. I originally was going to talk about this arrest that happened around the time of his disappearance, and how, like, there was this photo of him supposedly in this game, and it's the only remaining photo we have of Huang Xinwei. Turns out a buddy of his, Wang Zhongming, actually talked about his experience with him and proved that this is a photo of him, not Wang Xinwei, in the game. So, yeah, this is a friend of Huang Xinwei hidden in the game Block Force. And, yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next game. Chack and Pop is up next, and it's, yeah. It plays. It works. Do I understand it? Not one bit. Well, at least we got fucking Circus Chablis to keep us company. Circus Chablis is actually Circus Charlie. I know, shocker. Kinda brutal that they showed a kid burning to death, but maybe this circus is sponsored by LiveLeak. At least it's followed by City Connection, which is actually kinda fun, I can't lie. But something about this gameplay is addicting to me, but there's just got to be a better way to play it. No, that's too official. Clay Shoot is up next, and it's literally just the Clay Pigeon mode from Duck Hunt as its own game. That's it. Now Devil World, on the other hand, this game right here, oh, let me tell you, it's bad. No wonder this was never released in the West, because my American brain cannot comprehend what the hell is happening. Then we have Ding Dong, a hack of Binary Land. Binary Land is a puzzle game that was only released in Japan, in which you control two characters at the same time. But while Binary Land stars two penguins, Ding Dong stars some characters from Doraemon. This game actually ended up being kind of fun, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I'll probably never touch it again, but it was fun while it lasted. Door is a weird arcade game that involves opening and closing doors to trap enemies. That's all I have to say about that. And Doughboy, well, I don't think it worked properly. If it was working properly, then this may be the worst game ever made. Next we have Exerion, a pseudo 3D shoot-'em-up game akin to titles like Space Harrier. It's nothing crazy, but not that bad of a time. This is followed up by Filed Combat, a game that is supposed to be field combat, but, you know, Chinese bootleg moment. And personally, I think this game sucks. The targeting system is incredibly stupid. Even if somebody is in front of you, they have to be specifically in this little reticle for your shots to connect. It's dumb and stupid and annoying and stupid and dumb, and I don't like it. Flappy is another game that I just don't understand. There's blocks that break, blocks that can move, and an enemy moving around the screen. How all of this correlates is beyond me, so I'm just gonna also say that this game is bad because I'm malding. Formation Z, on the other hand, is at least a little more interesting with you playing as some guy shooting aliens. It's like if Contra was on rails and boring. The next game, Frontline, is the point in my journey where I truly started to go insane. I may have been able to endure 20 hours of grinding in Persona 1, 14 hours of Zuma action, and one playthrough of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, but I have never played something so mind-numbing for content. Even Dino Zoo Transport Simulator was at least funny, but around 70% of the games on this console are just so goddamn boring. Pair that with bits and bops, poor controls, and whack-ass visuals, and your brain is going to turn to mush before you can finish all 52 action-packed titles. Oh, and also Frontline is just another boring shooting game. Anyways, Hyper Olympic is our next game, and it's just track and field. Good to know that whether it's real or digital, I suck at track and field. At least Load Runner 1 and 2, renamed versions of Load Runner and Championship Load Runner, are fun to play. These games were actually the precursor to Spelunky, one of the smash hit indie games of the 2010s. Nowadays, I'd rather just play Spelunky, but Load Runner is one of the better titles that I've played on my Power Joy journey. Lunar Ball, or Lunar Pool, is just a simple pool game. The physics work surprisingly well for a title from this era, but besides that being impressive, that's all there is to this one. The next game, Macross, the full name being the Super Dimension Fortress Macross, is another fucking shoot 'em up. Not only that, but it's just the trench run set piece from A New Hope. Now Magic Jewelry sees the return of our boy Huang Xinwei. He made this totally original puzzle game that is definitely not a ripoff of Columns, and it's apparently a staple of multi-carts and bootleg consoles. Instead of the Egypt theme that Columns has, Magic Jewelry takes a New York theme. Aside from that though, the gameplay is, it's Columns, so what else do you want me to say? Othello is exactly what it says on the tin. At least that's what I'm assuming, as I have never actually played Othello, nor do I ever plan to. So as far as I'm concerned, this is Othello. Okay, so I was originally going to add Pac-Land to the list of games at the beginning that I was going to skip to save time, but I have to talk about these controls. If you are using the Player 1 controller, the D-pad is jump while A and B are left and right. Why anyone would ever think to do this is beyond me, but at least Player 2 has the normal controls. What the fuck, man? Now it's time for Puyon. You know, Puyon. Classic American game Puyon. Nintendo's hidden gem for the Famicom, Puyon. Not the stepdad, but the dad who stepped up, fucking Puyon. Puyon is a game in which you fire a bow and arrow at a bunch of wolves. The game itself is actually pretty fun, but it can get boring quickly. Say it with me now. I don't have much else to say about this game. Raid on Bay, real name Raid on Bungeling Bay, is more of the same. The only thing I have to say about this game specifically is that I never thought I would experience tank controls on the NES. That concept scares me a lot, so we're gonna move on. Road Fighter is an okay racing game that I feel like I've played a million times before. The gameplay is minimal, consisting of changing lanes at breakneck speed to avoid traffic. You don't do much actual fighting, so I consider this game a ripoff. It blatantly lied to me on the tin, so it sucks. Now Sky Destroyer's fucking crazy. When I first saw this, I was a little blown away that graphics like this could be achieved on the NES. It's too bad that the game is pretty repetitive as it is extremely impressive. And following that technical marvel is Space ET, a game that will surely be also very it's just Space Invaders. Damn. Next up we have Star Force, which is another fucking shoot 'em up. It's fine, it's fun, I'd play it again, let's move on. Following Star Force is Stargate. This is a Fantasy Zone-esque shooter that I do not understand. I spent some time shooting things and flying into portals before giving up because, frankly, I don't want to play worse Fantasy Zone. It's okay though, because the game that comes after Stargate is another interesting one. While my bootleg system just calls it Tank, the next game on our list is Tank 1990. Tank 1990 is a hack of Namco's Battle City that was developed by Yanshan Software. Yanshan is widely regarded as China's first Famicom video game developer, despite most of their library being hacks of Japanese Famicom titles. Tank 1990 is their most popular one, with somewhere between 290 and 295 bootleg consoles reported to have a version of Tank 1990 on it. There's even been modifications of Tank 1990, meaning there are hacks of a hack somewhere out there. The game's actually pretty in-depth. If you've ever played the tank minigame in Wii Play, just imagine that with a clunkier, well, everything. Despite the game looking and running a bit rough, you'll probably find some enjoyment in this one. And if you don't believe me, you can try one of the many other versions of this game that exist. There's Tank A 1990, Tank 1989, Super Battle City 1990, Tank 2 1991, and everyone's favorite, Super Balti City 2 1990. If you don't like regular Tank 1990, there's likely a different version for you. In fact, some argue that this hack of Battle City is more popular than Battle City itself due to how many pirated versions exist in the wild. So good on you, Yanshan Software. Warpman is the follower to Tank, and is another pretty fun arcade title. While the overall gameplay is kinda boring, I think the Stockholm Syndrome is finally getting to me, and I found myself enjoying it. Please help me. Next is a hack of soccer called World Cup. There's these cute little bunny guys instead of the regular soccer players, but besides that, it plays exactly how you'd expect. So long as you keep on the ball, you'll have no issue with winning as the AI is complete garbage. After World Cup is Wrestling, a hack of Tag Team Muscle. You play as these funky little guys and, well, try to wrestle. They should have tried to hack Pro Wrestling instead, but I digress. And finally, we have Zippy Race. It's a title similar to Road Fighter. And that's all I have to say about that. And that's the POJR Solo. While my time with it was occasionally satisfying, I was never able to enjoy myself. The quality of the POJR Solo rubbed me the wrong way and didn't give me a sense of completion. Stimulating at best, undesirable at worst. The POJR Solo did not please me at all, even after an over hour-long solo session. Okay, innuendos aside, in all seriousness, this console sucks. While some of the titles are actually fun games, the majority of them are frustrating, boring, or just plain hard. If this was all you could afford for your kid, I could see them getting some enjoyment from it, but overall you're better off saving up for a modern console. Now you're probably wondering, who made this console? Well, that honor goes to Trump Grand Manufacturing Co., also known as Trump Grand Electronic Toy Factory, or also known as Shanghai Electronics. They're based out of China and Hong Kong, and they specialize in plug-and-play systems. They mainly produced POJRs for a company in the UK called Master Chemicals Ltd. from 2000 to 2007, but now still release products under the POJR name without Master Chemicals. Editing userman here again. Master Chemicals no longer exists. So the picture you're seeing to represent them is for a different company in a different country called Master Chemicals. The one in the UK, I couldn't find any photos of their logo anywhere, and I'm too lazy to do any further research. Even going into Google Street View to their last known location just has a building with other stores, so hey, at least I know where to get some damn fine coffee though. Trump Grand has made some other notable bootleg consoles, including the Dream Gear, but the POJR series is by far their most prolific. They've technically released more consoles than PlayStation, though calling a POJR a console is like calling uncooked ramen a meal. The POJR family of consoles includes the POJR, the POJR 2, the POJR 3, the POJR Voyager, the POJR Navigator, the POJR Supermax, the POJR Solo, the POJR Streamline, the POJR Turbo Racer, the POJR KS2521C, and the POJR KS2521B. See? Not all of them sound like sex toys. The range of what they were able to create, given that basically all of these are running on hardware made before the year 2000, is kind of impressive. Some of these consoles have dual analog sticks, rumble support, built-in light guns. The concepts are honestly really cool. Unfortunately though, I doubt anyone was just dying to play Circus Chablis with rumble support. Remember earlier when I mentioned that a company called Master Chemicals released the POJR in the UK? Well, some of their websites are still around thanks to the Wayback Machine. 2001 version of the site has an expected janky quality to it and a single support email, david@powerjoy.com. I tried reaching out, but let's be real, I was never getting a response from David. Skipping ahead a bit to 2002, the website is a bit flashier than before. Digging around reveals that there were actually some commercials for the POJR that aired in the UK. See, despite Master Chemicals mainly being a brand for cleaning supplies, they also had an As Seen on TV division that sold POJRs. As for the commercial itself, well, more on that later. Also on this page is a full list of what was included on the first model POJR, both with and without the removable cartridge. It's honestly really cool how, despite this thing being full of illegal NES ROMs, is so well documented. You can even find advertisements for the second cartridge that got released for the POJR, the PJ002, with them claiming it's coming soon. I can't wait! Now if we jump to 2003, we get a bizarre change. You're brought to a page about the POJR, but the website has been rebranded to yes661.com. They're still owned by Master Chemicals though, don't worry. When looking at their other products, you realize just how versatile these guys are. They sell Fender guitars, RC cars, muddy shoe cleaners, mini deep fryers, and yes, actual sex toys. There is a non-zero chance somebody ordered a dildo and a POJR in the same package. In the POJR section, you'll find a wide variety of POJR accessories and consoles. It's impressive how many versions of the POJR were out by this time. I mean, they even sold POJR branded SCART connectors. They were treating this thing as if it was as popular as the NES itself. Towards the end of 2003, there was even a POJR USA section where, I assume, you could order a POJR to be sent overseas. In May of 2004, they rebranded to separate the POJR from the rest of yes661.com, but still had a link that could bring you back there should you really want a pancake mixer. Towards the end of 2004, they shrunk the website down a bit. Clicking on the UK flag takes us back to yes661.com to buy POJR products, while clicking on the US flag brings us to an extended catalog of POJR products just ready for overseas shipment. There's also this very peculiar disclaimer at the bottom of the page. Apparently, homebrew creators could get their games on a POJR system. How that would even remotely work legally is beyond me. I mean, how would one legitimately get their game on a Chinese-developed console being distributed by a British cleaning company without losing all artistic integrity and protection of your game along the way? Anyways, sometime in early 2005, yes661.com changed to pricecrash.tv. Their catalog remained the same, but I see no mention of Master Chemicals anywhere. Editing Userman here for the last time. I just didn't look hard enough, and I actually ended up finding a page saying they are still connected to Master Chemicals. So, sorry about that. Either way, that was the only way now to purchase POJR products online, as the link to the American products led to a blank page. Every archive after 2005 is either a broken or dead link. Until the year of our Lord 2025 rolled around and I was greeted with this. Apparently, earlier this year, a YouTuber named POJR happened to not only make a video on the POJR, but he ended up buying the domain and now uses it as an advertisement for his channel. I watched his video on the POJR and even joined his Discord, and I would highly recommend you check out his content as well. Now, the last POJR related piece of media we'll be looking at is an infomercial made to promote the product, circa 2002. It stars Jane Farnham and David Aids. Wait. David? Could it be? Are you the David at POWERJOY.com? Anyways, they play Gradius for a bit before David rage quits and disguises it as a way to show off the other games on the system. You can tell that they are trying to corner the "hey, remember this game?" market by blatantly showing how good they are at stealing intellectual property.
The next game coming up, this one you'll love. Actually, this one's one that you'll remember from many years ago.
Oh,
You recognize this?
Besides a couple moments where David clearly mogs the fuck out of Jane, there isn't a whole lot of note here wait, they're explaining how Flappy works? Lock in chat, I gotta take some notes.
this one.
Nice name.
A nice name, a great game. But you know what? I couldn't figure out how to play this one. My 12-year-old showed me the technique.
Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, there you go. But you know, I don't mind
But you've
admitting
worked it out now.
I have, and actually I'm a bit of a whiz on this game. What you've got to do is you've got to get the blue boulder onto the stack of blue bricks at the bottom. And a bit of a
how are you gonna
technique.
do that, man?
Well, it's not easy, I have to tell you.
David continues to subject Jane to the horrors of the Power Joy before Jane convincingly declares Aladdin 3 to be her favorite game on the system, despite her only experience with it being her, like, dying 3 times.
Just press start and see this one.
Aladdin 3.
This is great, you'll love Aladdin.
Magic
Another one.
carpet time.
Yep, you're flying on the magic carpet. Watch out for the birds.
They're just so easy to play, aren't
Well,
they?
they're not because you just got wiped out again.
Well, I know, but they're easy to work out how to play.
They are.
There's lots of things to come and get you here. This is actually my favourite game so far.
Very
I
good.
quite like this one. But
Okay, at the end of the infomercial, they have a scissor reel of games showcased on the console. And when the narrator says that you can play,
All those all-time video games favorites.
what else is shown except for Huang Xinwei's magic jewelry? It just goes to show that when you steal an already existing game, change some sprites and claim it to be your own, you can go far in life. Or at least, make it onto late-night British broadcasting. What started as a stupid video on a stupid bootleg ended up taking me down a very interesting internet rabbit hole. I initially planned on shitting on this console and then calling it a day, but over time, I kinda grew a weird appreciation for it. There are probably hundreds of people who have very fond memories of their Power Joy. It might have even gotten people into video games as a whole. Bootlegs, as harmful as they are, do serve another crucial purpose to the industry that I fail to acknowledge. They introduce video games to those who would normally be unable to play them. There's families out there who likely couldn't afford the newest Nintendo or Sony console, so instead they opted to get their video game wanting children something cheaper. And while it doesn't compare to the real thing, I could see this hunk of plastic still bringing hours of entertainment to a young child. And if this is what it takes to get someone into gaming, then I'll gladly support bootlegs. Thanks for watching.